Hi, I'm Ben. I'm here to learn English.
And I'm Emma. I'm here to help.
Let's learn together.
Let's learn together. Hey everyone, welcome back to our English podcast for IELTS practice. I'm Emma.
And I'm Ben. Today's episode is all about something we all use every single day, electronic devices.
Exactly, and we'll turn this topic into an IELTS speaking practice session. So if you're preparing for the IELTS, stay tuned because we'll help you with ideas, vocabulary, and pronunciation, all in a very natural way.
Let's imagine we're in part 2 of the IELTS speaking test, the cue card round. You get a question like this. Describe an electronic device that you find useful. You have 1 minute to prepare, and then you speak for 1 to 2 minutes.
Right, and this is a super common topic. So let's go through it slowly and naturally, showing you how to build a strong answer.
Okay, Emma, why don't you start? Pretend you're in the exam.
Sure, let's go. So if I got this cue card, I would probably talk about my smartphone because honestly, it's the device I use the most.
Good choice. Very relatable.
I'd start like this. An electronic device that I find extremely useful is my smartphone. I bought it about 2 years ago, and since then, it's become an essential part of my daily life.
Nice. You started with the name of the device and a short background. Clear and to the point.
Exactly. Then I'd continue. I mainly use it for communication, like texting my friends and calling my family, but I also rely on it for many other purposes, such as checking emails, setting reminders, and even learning English.
That's perfect. You're giving the examiner a clear range of functions. Communication, organization, learning. That shows good vocabulary and variety.
Right. Then I might add some details about why I find it useful. What I really love about my phone is that it saves me a lot of time. For example, instead of using a separate camera, map, or computer, I can do everything on this one device.
Great point. It's always good to give examples. The examiners want to hear specific details, not just general ideas.
Exactly, and I could finish like this. I can't imagine my life without it because it keeps me connected and organized every day. Although I try not to use it too much, I think it's one of the most convenient inventions of modern times.
That's a really balanced conclusion. You're showing awareness that it's helpful, but can also be addictive. Examiners like that kind of reflection.
So that's my sample answer. Simple, but effective.
Let's break that down a bit for our listeners. You used some really good IELTS vocabulary there. Essential, rely on, convenient, invention, and organized. All high-value words, but natural.
Exactly. You don't need fancy words, just clear, appropriate vocabulary.
Okay, my turn. If I had to describe an electronic device, I might talk about my laptop.
Good one. Go for it.
I'd say, the electronic device I use most often is my laptop computer. I bought it about 3 years ago when I started working remotely, and it has become an essential tool in my everyday routine.
Nice start. Just like the smartphone example. Short introduction and background.
Then I'd continue, I mainly use it for work, like writing reports, sending emails, and joining video meetings. But I also use it for entertainment, such as watching movies and listening to music in the evenings.
That's great. Shows a range of uses again.
Then I might add, what I find most useful about my laptop is its portability. It's lightweight and the battery lasts a long time, so I can work from anywhere, in a cafe, at home, or even while traveling.
That's a perfect why detail. It's exactly what the examiner wants to hear.
And I'd finish with something like, to be honest, I would feel lost without my laptop because I depend on it not only for work, but also for keeping in touch with my friends and family. It's definitely one of the most valuable devices I own.
That's brilliant. And notice how natural that sounds. No memorized phrases, just fluent storytelling.
Exactly. The trick is to sound natural and personal, not like you're reading an essay.
Okay, let's talk a bit about grammar and fluency tips for this cue card.
Sure.
Okay, when you describe an electronic device, make sure to use the present simple for general facts like, I use it to check my messages. but also use past tenses when talking about when or how you got it, like I bought it last year.
And don't forget some comparative structures, like it's much faster than my old phone, or it's more convenient than carrying separate devices. These help you show grammar range.
Great point. Also, a few collocations you can practice: handy device, time-saving gadget, user-friendly interface, high-quality camera.
Those are gold for IELTS. The more naturally you use them, the better.
Okay, now let's imagine we're moving to part 3 of the IELTS speaking test, the discussion questions. These are deeper and more abstract.
Yeah, so the examiner might ask something like, how have electronic devices changed our lives?
I'd answer, well, I think electronic devices have changed our lives dramatically. They make communication faster, information more accessible, and daily tasks more convenient. For example, we can do online shopping, attend virtual meetings, and learn new skills without leaving home.
That's a strong answer, clear and developed with examples. You? I'd say something like, I agree. In the past, people relied heavily on face-to-face communication or physical work tools, but now almost everything can be done digitally. However, I also believe this dependence on technology can cause problems, such as reduced social interaction and screen addiction.
Excellent. Always show balance. Mention both advantages and disadvantages.
Another possible Part 3 question could be, do you think people rely too much on electronic devices?
Definitely. I'd say yes. I think many of us rely too heavily on them. For instance, we often use our phones even for simple things like checking the time or doing basic calculations. It's convenient, but it can make us less independent.
I'd add, technology should be a tool, not a master. We need to use it wisely. Personally, I try to have some device-free time every day, like when I go for a walk or have dinner.
That's a great phrase, device-free time.
Yeah, listeners, that's a useful expression to remember for your exam.
Okay, here's another question. What kinds of electronic devices will people use in the future?
I think we'll see more smart and wearable devices like smart glasses or watches that can monitor health and translate languages instantly.
That's true. I'd say in the future, devices will probably become even more integrated into our daily lives. They might use artificial intelligence to understand our habits and help us make better decisions.
Nicely said. That shows advanced thinking and good vocabulary like integrated and artificial intelligence.
So to sum up, if you get a cue card about an electronic device, choose something you know well, like your phone, laptop, tablet, or even a smartwatch.
And organize your talk in this simple way. What the device is, when and how you got it, how you use it, why you find it useful.
Exactly. And don't forget to end with a short reflection, like, I can't imagine my life without it, or, although it has some drawbacks, it's still very helpful.
Perfect.
All right, everyone, that's all for today's IELTS practice episode.
We hope this helps you prepare for your next test and feel more confident talking about technology.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to check out our next episode where we'll talk about a place you'd like to visit.
Bye for now.
Bye!